All right, so today we are working on this refrigerator. It's a Sub-Zero. So what we're going to be doing is customer changed the front compressor start relay, and he was not able to get to the back one. So one of my customers, so I help him quite a bit, tell him what to do. When he can't get to it, then I go out. So here we are. This unit has two compressors, two start relays, and to gain access, you will have to remove two screws. They're 5/16, and once you remove the two screws, you slowly pull the bottom out. Now, you don't want to come too far out. You want to basically halfway, if you can. If you pull it all the way out, you got to be careful of the lines, and it's going to be very difficult to get back in. So be mindful of that. Now that's the back compressor. He changed the one in the front, so that's brand new. He's going to replace the other in the front again. So what we're doing today, we're taking the one off the back, putting it to the front, then putting the one that was in the back, basically putting on the new one, and then he'll replace the one in the front later. But for now, the one in the front is new, and he's not able to replace the one in the back. Hopefully that wasn't too complicated. So that's what we're doing. Now, while you have your unit out, go ahead and get your vacuum, your blower, and blow and get those coils clean so that at least you'll have it nice and clean. So to gain access to the relay, once you have pulled it out, you will have a clip, and you'll have to push down on the clip and pull to get the lever. Otherwise, you won't be able to get the start relay out. So keep that in mind. The one in the front isn't too bad, so you might need a screwdriver or a pick. Make sure the unit is unplugged or switched off before you do any of this. Now be super gentle if you are gaining access with a screwdriver. You do not want to bend or damage the pins, so be very gentle as you twist. All you're trying to do is loosen that start relay, and then you grab it with your hand and wiggle it off. Here it is. So pay attention to the wires and pull one and put one on, or take a picture and then transfer all the wires. Pretty straightforward. Now, you'll see towards the end how you can check to see if you're getting power to each of the compressors. There is a test pin in the front, and there should be a gray and purple wire. So you're going to basically stick your meter lead or leads in each. Stick one in the neutral, which is the white, and then one in the purple once the unit is up and running, and you should get 120 volts. That tells you that power is going to the start relay. Doesn't mean the compressor is running. It just tells you that power is going there. So if you're not getting compressor going on, then you might want to check for power. If power is going there, compressor should be running. Power is going there, compressor is not running. There's a good chance that the start relay is bad. So you want to replace that. Now, the one in the front, I think is purple and white. And the one in the back is gray and white. So Check those to verify that you are getting power to both the compressors. Otherwise, you might be looking at either the board might not be setting power, or it might be a timer in your case, or a thermostat. All right, so pretty much enjoy the rest of the video. Not a lot else from here. I might jump back in to explain a couple more things. So he had another start relay, so we were just basically doing the transfer for him. So, all right, guys, just don't get your hands cut. Be super careful as you pull that drawer or base out. Also, if you're able to get a piece of PVC pipe, maybe a 3/4 inch, slide it under it before and then slide it right out on it. Makes it a lot easier while trying to get it back in. All right, I'll jump back in if needed. Enjoy the rest of the video. I want to point something out as well. If you notice that the wire is pretty long, so if you're having, let's say, one compressor is not coming on, you're actually able to transfer one start relay to the front compressor, for example, and see if that cools that department. Now, one compressor cools the refrigerator and one cools the freezer. So if you're having difficulty figuring out what's going on, you can transfer one start relay with the wire attached to it to whichever compressor that you think might not be cooling that department. That's just another tip. Now, once you get the start relay out, and you will need to put back, there's a pin or a clip, I should say, that holds the compressor and the start relay in place. It protects it against vibration. So if you're able to put it back on, then go ahead and do that. You should be okay if you don't, but it helps. And in the event that it rattles off, you wouldn't be able to have your refrigerator working. So if you can put it on, go ahead and do that. It's going to be a little bit tight, I will tell you that, but it can be done. Now, I mentioned one compressor runs the freezer, the other, as you can see, the purple and white wire, that is the front compressor, which cools the freezer, which is at the bottom, and the back does the refrigerator. Now, that's your coils. Go ahead and get them cleaned, get a blower or a vacuum, just get them blown out well. That will help to keep your temperature and compressor, all that stuff working well. Also, as you're reaching back, check for anything that's back there, paper, tissue, anything gets sucked up. So get that stuff moved out. And once you get it all cleaned out, it's time to put it back in. Now, getting it in, as you notice, I have a 1/2 inch pipe. That's a metal pipe I'm using to slightly lift the base and sliding it in. Just be gentle as you slide it. And once it's in, you will have to kind of lift and tweak it just a little bit so that you get your holes lined up for your screws. That's my Viking arm. I'm using that just for leverage and to get the holes lined up. And once you get them lined up, go ahead and put them in. .5/16 screw. If you accidentally pull that out too far, you will definitely have to get something under it to raise it up slightly to get it back on track. And then shortly, I'll be putting in back the freezer compartment. And then you'll see I'll be checking for voltage at the back and front compressor. And that's just a quick way to check to see if you're getting voltage from the board or the timer down to the wire, and then of course going to the start relay. Keep in mind, a start relay, when a start relay is bad, both compartments or that particular compartment will not be cooling at all, and you'll probably hear a series of click or clicks. So keep that in mind when it comes to the start relay. All right, so we're good. Front compressor is running. Well, at least it's getting power. And the rear is not. At least not yet. As you can see, the front compressor for the freezer is working. The refrigerator is not. At least it was not when I left. So I have not heard back from the customer. Sometimes they do come on. So I'll update you guys in the event, but we might be dealing with a bad board or a thermistor. So we'll dig back into it at a later time. Of course, I haven't heard from the customer, so all might be well. We shall see. All right. Thanks for watching.